I am so glad that you're here with me. All you need today is a mat, and I don't know about you, but I've become quite a bit more sensitive since I have become pregnant, and so I have two thin mats on top of each other and a rug. And so this is for my knees. So if your knees are sensitive, grab a towel to also put under your knees, even a pillow. It's just really important to me that this entire time that you're only uncomfortable to 10% maximum, and maybe it's because you're stretching. But the point of prenatal Pilates is honestly the point of any Pilates. It's to stretch and strengthen. Why is this safe for you, no matter what trimester you're in? Well, it's because Pilates is about working you from the inside out. But prenatal Pilates means we're going to make sure that we don't work any of that rectus abdominis. We're not going to work any of those six-pack ab muscles. We're not going to do anything supine on our backs. We're not going to push you to the point of too many reps so you're breathing too heavily. None of that is great for your baby, but what we are going to do is strengthen you from the inside out, which can help your labor. It's definitely going to help your healing process afterwards. It will definitely minimize aches and pains, pelvic floor pain, hip pain, lower back pain, you name it. It will help you sleep better. Ladies, I'm telling you, it's a good thing. And let us just decide for one moment that we are going to put aside all of our tendencies that you might have, I definitely have, to think about exercise as really the impetus of exercise being to tone my arms, to have flat, sleek abs. What are those anymore? Because honestly, your body is doing the most incredible thing. Let me encourage you for a moment that this is one of the things that you were created to do. From the moment that you were in your mother's womb, the egg that you have that has produced this child, along with the sperm, obviously, was already inside of you. You have been carrying generations in you all your life, and this is your moment to see God bring that forth into the world. And so I want to bless you and say, your body is incredible. Way to go. So whether or not you have back knee or gas or are feeling beautiful or not, forget that aside, because you are beautiful, and what you have already chosen to do today and joining me is a really amazing thing. Because listen, I had a really rough first trimester, so I know how hard it can be. I will stop talking now. If you are live with me, please go ahead and pop in the live chat, if you can, how many months or weeks along you are. Additionally, if you're postnatal, you're totally welcome. Let me know how many months or weeks postnatally you are. If you are in your first trimester, go for everything. Same really with second. It depends completely on how you feel. However, if you're in your third trimester, I want you to make sure that anytime you need to pause or do any sort of change to make yourself more comfortable, listen to your body. Same if you're only a few weeks postnatal. Lastly, if you have any questions for me, direct message me on Instagram at Life by Lucille. I will be very quick to respond. And let's get going. I'll talk a little bit more at the end, but just know you're in a safe place. So join me on the mat. Okay. I want you to find yourself in a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. If this isn't a chair for you, totally fine. So we're going to sit all the way back on our sits bones, and I want you to make sure you have this posture nailed. All right, so the way that you know you have this posture nailed is just basically roll on your bum a little bit. All right, we have a 10-weeker. That's great. A 20-week. I'll be 21 weeks tomorrow, just for y'all to know. So once you find a stopping ground, that means you're on your sits bones. I want you to notice you will have a natural curve in your spine, but I want you to tuck your belly button in so you're not fully crouching. I want you to tuck your belly button in or squeeze your baby in towards your spine. Make sure your spine is stacked so it's very straight, and I'm sitting straight up. Roll your shoulders back. And then imagine that your neck is stacked just directly on your spine, and there's a string pulling your head toward the sky. Chin directly over your belly button or your baby bump. And in this position, I want you to breathe into the sides of your rib cage, in through your nose like you're filling your rib cage completely and fully. I am watching the chat, so you go ahead and keep chatting with me as you have questions. Breathe fully into your rib cage and then exhale through pursed lips out through your mouth. So in through your ribs and out through your mouth. I want you to maintain this focus on your breath, and every time you inhale, I want you to release all the tension in your abdominals and cause your breath to push your ribs. And as you exhale, I want you to pull up your pelvic floor muscles. It's the same sensation you have when you're trying to hold in a wee or hold in passing gas. Only hold it up and squeeze those pelvic floor muscles up for your exhale. And as you inhale, I want you to release your pelvic floor. If you're not sure how to tighten and release your pelvic floor, don't worry about it for now. Go watch a YouTube video, girl. You'll figure it out. As you focus on your breath, I want you to remember that from the beginning, ancient wisdom tells us that ruach is the word for spirit and breath. Your breath is connected to your spirit. God breathed his life into you. He breathed his spirit into you. Take this moment to luxuriously receive breath and send your breath and your blessing down onto your baby. I want you to maintain this breath the entire time as you take your left arm down to the mat. Reach your right arm in a rainbow arc over your head, keeping your chest nice and open. Bring your elbow as close to the ground as possible. Keeping your chest open, I want you to turn your head towards your hand. And we're going to collapse our shoulder down. And I'm basically going to do a nice circle over to my right side. So my right elbow is on the mat and my left arm comes up. Make sure your left glute is staying glued to the floor. Open your chest, rounding that arm over. Chin goes towards the ceiling. The whole point is to really feel this wonderful stretch in your ribs and get them nice and warm. Let's circle back over to our front and do the same thing on our left side. My elbow is down, my right elbow arching over, opening up that chest, keeping my right glute down, sealed to the ground. My chin goes up. Inhale as you go down towards the ground. If you're in your third trimester, your bump is going to be a little bit in the way when you go down. So just allow your hands to guide you. But remember, sisters, I want you to maintain that breath the whole time. One thing that needs to change from your regular workout routine is you need lots of water breaks. It's never a good thing for us to become dehydrated. If your shoulder has slumped a little bit, open yourself back up. We'll go one more time over to our right side. Opening up. Give a nice inhale. And on your exhale, I want you to push yourself back up to that seated position. And this is our last bit of warm-up. We're going to bring our chin down to our chest. Pop it back up now towards the ceiling. Let's bring our left ear to our left shoulder. I'm pushing my shoulders down. It's just my neck doing the movement. I'm going to give myself a little help by pushing my left hand onto my right ear and just pulling my head down a little bit. Now remember that your joints are loosened because of the hormones that are being released through your body. So it's easy to overstretch and actually injure yourself while you're pregnant. So just remember, it actually is important to take it easy. Let's go to the right side. And if you want, assist yourself. Maintaining that breath. That's also going to really help us out when we hit labor time. Woo! And coming back to the center. Hopefully you're feeling fantastic. Let's go to all fours. So slowly make your way over to all fours. I want my shoulders directly over each wrist. and I want my knees directly under my hips, so I'm making a really nice 90-degree angle. As you breathe in, I want you to push your baby down to the floor as your tailbone pulls up and you look straight ahead. And as you exhale, we're going to round the spine, pulling our chin towards our chest and following that movement as we inhale and exhale. All throughout my first trimester, it was really uncomfortable for me to stretch out my belly in this kind of cow position here. So do not go, it doesn't need to be a dramatic position, because what was happening was my ligaments were expanding to make way for my baby, and that's a good thing. Let's do a few more breaths here, friends. I want you pushing strong through your shoulders, so the whole time you're engaging and pushing the floor away. And now I want you to move side to your basically like you're wagging your tail. Your left hip goes to your left elbow. My right hip goes to my right elbow. I'm going to go into cow as I turn, and then as I am in the middle, I'm going to go to cat. So I'm basically doing a nice circle with my hips. If you're confused, basically wag your tail like a dog and bring your pelvis down and up. It's more important to me to have movement in your lower spine than for you to fully understand what I'm saying, because that's how we resist the lower back pain. And come back to center, and I want to find a neutral position here so that you're neither in cat nor cow, but you're right in that middle position. This is our spine neutral. I want you to really be responsible and hug your baby towards your spine, like you're hugging your baby essentially with your abdominals. And we're going to try to maintain that the entire time, okay? Now I want you to, on your inhale, release your pelvic floor. Make sure you're nice and let go. And on your exhale, I want you to, again, pull up on that pelvic floor, tightening the muscles, holding through the entire exhale. And on your inhale, fully releasing. I want you to continue with this, squeezing up on your pelvic floor on the exhale and releasing on the inhale for just a few more breaths. Now go ahead and look towards the front of your mat. So I want to make sure that your neck is elongated. We're not crunching our neck. Make sure that you're still pushing away from the floor with nice strong arms, hugging your baby to yourself. So we're still engaging our core muscles. Anytime we're in this position, it actually requires us to engage our tummy muscles, which is helpful, but in the right way. Okay, last breath, and then on your next inhale, I want you to also give yourself a nice cleansing exhale to make sure you're not holding any tension at all. If you're postnatal, it's going to be really important for you to make sure that you're not hanging on to that pelvic floor beyond just the exhale. So let's make sure we're really released. And on 3, 2, 1, I want you to pull your toes up on the mat, and we're going to hover our knees over the mat. So it's going to look 3, 2, 1, maintaining spinal neutral. I'm pulling my knees just 3 inches off the mat for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Well done. Go ahead and give me 1 cat, 1 angry cat, 1 cow, and back to neutral. We're going to go again on 3, 2, 1. Knees come up. Remember, friends, we're hugging our baby to ourselves. Go ahead and look down to your abdominals. If they're coning at all, I need you to pull your belly button into your spine. Come back down. Give me another cat and cow to release some things. We're going to go one more time, friends. You can do it. Ready? On the exhale, our knees come up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale up. Just hold for 4, 3, 2. Keep holding. I want you to tap your knees down and up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Well done, friends. Perfectly safe exercise to strengthen those abdominals. So you can keep those going for yourself as much as you want. But let's move forward to another way to really strengthen our abdominals and also remain nice and strong in these arms. I want you to make sure your hips are staying completely even and slowly float your right leg back behind you. And your goal is to bring that leg up so that the foot is even with the bum. But notice, I'm not sinking down. I'm holding my baby towards my spine. My right hip is not up. It's equal with my left. I'm just gonna sit here a little bit. You should feel some pressure in your shoulders. Make sure you're engaging your core, maintaining your breath. Go ahead and bring that knee back down. And immediately we'll do the same with our left leg. As it floats up, my foot is equidistant, or I guess same parallel height to my bum. Go ahead and give that foot a flex and a point, a flex and a point, and bring it back down. Now you're aware of how your body feels. If that was enough of a challenge, go ahead and stick with that. But if you're ready to go for a little bit harder, let's pull our right leg out as we lift our left arm up. My hand is parallel with my shoulder, my foot with my bum, and both of my hips are squared to the floor, and I'm just holding. I'm just holding. I'm also maintaining, pulling my baby toward my spine, hugging it in, pushing away with my right shoulder, really reaching towards the wall with my foot. You can do it, sisters. Don't let it go. Don't droop down. We're going to bring our foot and our hand to the floor, but we're going to pop right back up for 5. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back up, and just 4 elbow to hand. Knee to hand. Gross. 3, 2, last one, and 1. Back out. Bring your hand down, leave your foot up. I just want to pulse that foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. Well done, friends. Go ahead. Open your knees nice and wide. And just sit back, pulling your arms forward. I want this to be an active rest pose though, so really stretch and push your chest down to the ground. This is not quite a full rest yet. And let's come right back up. Come right back up to our hands and knees. Make sure I'm nice and parallel. Float that left leg back, right arm up. Make sure you're in the proper position. Hips are even, foot is parallel with my bum, hand with my shoulder, holding. All right, let's do it. Let's pop down to the ground and back up. Down to the ground and back up. Keep it here, hugging baby into ourselves, allowing our foot to really stretch towards the wall. And then now I'm going to bring my hand to my knee. My right hip is not popping out at all. I'm staying nice and strong with that left arm. Inhaling to an exhale. Last one. Let's go out and in. My right arm is going to come down. I'm going to hold with that left leg and just pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Well done, friends. Go ahead and open those knees and sit back just a little bit, actively resting, meaning I want to keep power through my hands, pushing away from the floor with my chest. Come right back up to those all fours. I want you to curl your toes again under and now push back. Just to stretch that plantar fascia. For me particularly, as I've gained weight in my belly, obviously, my feet hurt so much more than usual, but I usually walk around 5 miles a day, and so it's like, gotta go with tennis shoes now. But this is an excellent stretch for that really important ligament in your feet. Come right back up to all fours. If you have sensitive knees, go ahead and double over your mat or put a towel under your knees. We're just going to do a few glute and ab connectors. This is actually really important for us when we're gonna be changing baby on the ground. So you're sitting on your heels, your knees are nice and wide. I want you to put your hands out in front of you and then open them up. So your chest, I want your chest really open. Make sure you're, again, in spine neutral. Your belly button is being pulled to your spine. I don't want to see any of this, all right? Straight up, and from here on the exhale, you're gonna come up. On the inhale, you're gonna go back down to your heels. So exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's just keep it here. Building the strength of being able to come off the floor and back down nice and slowly, creating and building your own resistance, friends. It's movements like this that will prepare our joints and muscles to not give out when we have to be on the floor with our little ones. Let's give 2 more. Exhale to inhale. I'm still engaging in my abdominals from the inside out. Well done, friends. I love thinking about how useful that will be. Let's go back to all fours. This is just for a stretch, friends. Then we're done with all fours and we'll move on. So again, I want you pushing really powerfully through your left arm as you take your right arm to your shoulder and open up that beautiful chest that's probably growing. And the right arm to the ceiling. As you inhale, I want you to curl under and reach towards your left side of your body. I want this to be active, so let's go ahead and inhale back up to the ceiling, opening that chest, keeping our knees nice and even on the ground and going back down, pushing that shoulder to the mat. Breath cycle remaining consistent. I'm gonna go back to all fours and let's just go ahead and do the same thing on our left side. So my left arm goes up as I reach under my arm. My shoulder goes to the mat and I'm just stretching out that beautiful shoulder socket. Left goes up to the ceiling. Threading it through that right arm, bending that right elbow. Let's just do 1 more. Chest open. So important because a kyphotic posture, we tend to slouch as we get pregnant because everything gets more heavy in the front. So I'm going to really work to open up that chest for you and strengthen that back, all right? It's really important. But let's go ahead and start on our side series. Woohoo! So go ahead and safely get down to your right side. If you need some water, not the time to push yourself. Get yourself some water, girl. Pause me. Go use the toilet, whatever you need. So I want your elbow directly under your shoulder. Nice and strong with you pushing away from the floor. So find this position. If you need to double up your mat or put a towel under your elbow, no reason to hurt your elbow right now. Your hand can be in a fist or flat out on the floor. I want your shoulder as far away from your ear as possible. Your knees are going to be behind you, okay? Just find a position for your knees bent that's comfortable for you. That's what's important right now because I want you to really focus on pulling your side of your body up off the ground. So you're actively engaged here. You're actively engaged in your shoulder and I'm about to burn your butt out. Ready? So as our legs are bent, your feet are parallel with your bum. So it's not a full 90-degree bend. They're out in front of you. Float that top leg to where my knees are parallel. And I just want you to pulse your leg up and up. If this is not comfortable, it's hurting your bump in any way, either you need to pull up through your side, your obliques, or you need to come all the way down onto the ground like this. You can also assist yourself by keeping your left arm down to the ground, but I want you nice and active in that arm either way. If you're feeling like a rock star, lift that left arm to the ceiling. Go ahead and leave that leg up, flex that foot, push it out, point that foot, and pulse it up and down. Here I want tiny pulses. Your foot doesn't touch the ground. Unless that hurts, then let your foot rest and touch the ground before it comes up. Squeezing your baby in your chest. You're not arching into your back. Just give me 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause it straight up. Don't give yourself a rest. Go ahead and flex that foot. Kick it out in front of you. Point it to bring it back. Kick it out in front of you. Point it to bring it back. Look down at your abdominals. Are they still engaged? Do you need a rest? You can bring your foot lower. You can come off of that elbow. Are you still pushing away from the floor with that elbow? This is almost a full body workout, friends. So go ahead and get as much out of this as you can because we only have 3 more. You can do it. Just 2 more. Decide you're going to stay up there. Endurance, sisters. Last one. Exhales, you bring back. Go ahead and close that leg, but we're not done. This is the last workout on this leg, so you can finish it, I promise. Connect those heels really tightly. Imagine I'm gluing your feet together, and you're just gonna open that leg and close it, and we're gonna do plans. Opening and closing. We're gonna stay here, again, pushing nice and strong, so I'm getting workout in that shoulder socket. Really engage in this core, meaning that I'm hugging my baby to myself. I really love that image, so I'll probably just keep saying it. Hugging it in. Make sure you're really still pulling up through the side of your body. Have you sunk down? Keep giving me these clams, friends. How about 2 more? 2, slowly coming down. Last one, and hold it up here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Well done, friends. We're going to move from here to a side series plank, but if you need some water or if you need to just get off that elbow for a second, go ahead and just shake out your arms. I need some water for just a minute. Again, not the way you want to challenge yourself is by going without water right now. So what we're going to do is our pregno side planks. So we're going to be back on that arm, and y'all, I want to really challenge this arm, so stay on it, okay? Again, I want to be strong, same position, perfect 90-degree angle, knees bent. My base knee is going to stay in that bent position while my left leg straightens out. It's really important that my shoulder is directly over my elbow so that if I need help, my left arm can be on the ground and I can help push myself up on the exhale. And once I'm up here, if I feel confident, here we are. Come up with me when you're ready. If you're feeling really confident, arm goes in the air. Squeeze baby into your body as we pulse down and up, down and up. I really feel this right now, not so much in my obliques, but my shoulder is screaming. Let's just give 2 and 1. Stay up. Let's float that arm forward and back. Draw a rainbow on your ceiling, friends, for just 4, 3, you got it. 2, stay up. Last one. And come down. We are done with that side. Give yourself a bit of a shake. Get some water. Let's move our head around. Ooh, I needed that one. That was a lovely crack. And let's go ahead and move on to our left side. So get yourself in the same position on the left side that you have on your right. If you're not drinking more water than usual, I would really challenge you on that, particularly while doing Pilates, because I teach Pilates and I have to stop almost constantly to get more water because I just start to feel dehydrated quicker. So I just really want to push you on that one. All right, my friends, let's make sure elbow is under our shoulder. I'm so strong up on my side, pushing away. And we're going to start with that beautiful pulse of my bent leg. I'm not going easy on y'all on this one because building up the strength in our glutes as mamas is so important. It's so important. It's going to help us maintain our posture when everything's going to want to hunch forward and give us a lordotic or a kyphotic posture. It's going to really help our hips to stay in line. And then, of course, it's going to help us just to recover from the strength and endurance that we need in labor. Let's give 3, 2, and 1. Keep it up there. Flex your foot. Straighten this bad boy out. Point your foot, and we're just going to give pulses here. I've definitely noticed that I've built up muscle in my leg muscles. I was, I guess, trying to build muscle in my legs and my arms because I knew I would just be needing them in a different way. But with the way that my body is uniquely holding on to fat and gaining weight, I've just really noticed the muscle gain in my legs. So I wonder if y'all have been seeing anything like this in your body as well. Maybe not. You might have a totally different lifestyle or body than me. I'm just trying to take your mind off the fact that we're still pulsing here. And stop. Now we're going to, as I kick forward, flex my foot, and as I bring it back, I point. My hips stay completely still, so you do not need to be pulling your leg as far forward as mine is. I'm actually a little surprised by how far I'm able to get my forward, but I do not want you arching in your back in any way. That is how we give ourselves back pain, sister. And how about that left foot? How is that left foot doing? If you're up on your pinky toe on that left foot, flatten it out to the ground. Your pinky toe is trying to take some of the weight off of your base leg, and we don't want that. We want to work as many muscles as we can, and we're not really interested in working our toe muscles. Make sure your leg is parallel with your hip, your foot is parallel with your hip. Both of them are actually. Last one. And hold and bring it down. Well done, friends. We're not done yet. So I want you to check yourself. Have you sloped a little bit, looking like a sexy French woman in a painting? Bring yourself up. We're doing Pilates, not painting. Nice and strong through my shoulder, and I'm clamming open. Clamming open. Holy cow. If you're feeling the burn in that right glute, we are one. Because I am feeling the burn in my right glute. Ow, it's always harder on the second part because you've already really worked this glute. Keep your chest open, friends. Endurance, not for the sake of having sexy buns, because you will need these glutes in a different way. This will help you with labor, friends. Well, depending on how that goes. Let's give us 3. Keep your breath maintained. 2. And 1, hold it, 10, 9, 8, 7, push up, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come down. You can go ahead and hit that glute out. Best way to release any tension. Come up and go ahead and shake those shoulders out because you know what we're doing. We're going right back down to those planks. It's a side plank. It's a mercy plank. It's a pregna plank, but it's still not easy. Not for me anyways. Might be for you. Okay, so we're going to go right back to this position we're probably a little tired of, but we can do it because we're going to straighten out that right arm, right leg. Put your right arm on the ground to help yourself get up with a beautiful exhale. 3, 2, 1, come up. If you're feeling nice and strong, arm goes up into the air. We're going to pulse down and up, down and up. If you're under 16 weeks, this might feel super easy for you because you don't have much weight bearing down on your pelvis. So go ahead and pop onto both feet if you want. Feel free. Last 2. Last 1. And we're going to float our arm behind, reaching to that wall, and then in front. I don't know necessarily what this is behind or in front of. 4, 3, pulling up in that oblique. 2, this is painful, but in a good way. Last one. Hello, shoulder. Well done, my friends. Let's go ahead and just shake out those shoulders. That feels great. This will be good for me kind of way. Wing it out a little bit. All right, my friends. I do want you to go ahead and grab some more water, just a sip. Give a little sip. If you're in your first or second trimester, go ahead and sit back on your bum. But we're going to do what is called a Z stretch here in the UK. I can't even remember what we call it in America now. So basically, I'm sitting like this on the ground. If you're in your third trimester, sit however is comfortable for you, whether that's in a chair or in a cross-legged stretch. Again, I want you to sit nice and tall. And we're going to bring our nice ballerina arms in front of us with our shoulders staying down. So I'm going to do this from the side so you can see one angle. Open in the chest, and I'm just bending to my left. And on my exhale, I'm coming back up. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. Do you feel the pull in your tummy? Those are your internal muscles. That's not just your transversus abdominis versus your rectus abdominis. And I want to work those obliques as well. So let's go ahead and open our arms and close them like I'm diagonally holding a tree. I feel my left glute also working. Let's just do one more. And from here, I want to come back down to the ground with my elbow. And I want to pull up. When I reach the point where my arm is basically straight, let's see if you can see it from this side, I want to let go of the floor and with my breath, bring myself up. So I'm going down and popping right back up, really utilizing these obliques. So friends, I'm trying to get you to feel this in your obliques. So don't use your arm as much as possible, but keep your chest nice and open. Let's give me 3 more of these. 3, 2, and 1. Your oblique muscles are particular muscles that are going to help you push. Let's go to the other side, friends. Let's get our ballerina muscles, or I guess ballerina arms. No one's trying to be a ballerina. This is not the moment to try to be a ballerina, all right? Prenatal bar kind of blows my mind. It exists. Okay, as you get here, I want to make sure that we're not just pooching our baby out. Again, hug baby to yourself. Take a wonderful inhale and exhale. I'm not trying to exhaust you here. We're just going to go to the right and back up. It's quite a small movement because you don't need loads in order to feel the pull on your obliques. But being on the ground with our legs like this is going to prevent us from doing too much pulling on those external obliques because my bum is going to kick in before I would do anything perhaps dangerous, which is very nice of my muscle groups to all work together. Inhale as I go down and exhale as I come up. Make sure both of your knees are staying on the ground. Last one until we now are going to open and close. This looks really goofy. And close. Pulling your baby in towards yourself. There's no moment that your abs are disengaged in any way. Let's just give one more of these bad boys. And again, my right arm is just going to reach for the floor. I'm going to reach up and over, and with as little push off the ground as possible, I'm going to come right back up, really utilizing my abdominals, my obliques, instead of pushing off the floor with my arms. Make sure you're not sagging or arching your back in any way as well. Let's get 2 more of these. I really want you to feel the pull in your left oblique. Okay, I think just 1 more. And we should be all good. And from here, I want you to go ahead and just walk your hands forward. It doesn't have to be a lot. I just want you to walk until you can feel a nice stretch in the outside of that right glute. Your chest pushing towards the ground, but also up and open. And give yourself a nice deep breath. Now, of course, if you're in your 3rd trimester, your bum's gonna be in the way. So just reach forward as much as you can. No pressure on your bum. Go ahead and allow your chin to head tuck towards your chest. And back up. And 1 more, chin towards chest. And back up. And slowly, let's switch our legs to get that same stretch in our other side. We will stretch our glutes out a little bit more in just a bit, so don't worry. But I want you to go ahead and walk those hands right back. You can go ahead and keep power in your hands. So I'm still pushing away from the floor, so it's not a full rest pose. But I can feel the stretch in my left glute. And I'm going to do chin to chest. And back up. Chin to chest. And back up. Let's do 1 more. I want you to really feel that pull in that upper neck. And slowly walk yourself back up. Roll out those shoulders, shake out those arms. Grab some water if you need, but go ahead and meet me back in your all fours position. As we work what I promised earlier, we're gonna work these upper back muscles as well as these outer arm muscles. It's really important to help your posture in this time, strengthen that upper back, because again, as your chest and your bump grow, and then again, as baby is delivered, you start breastfeeding, all of these things can really cause us to start hunching. And that's just the last thing that we want for our bodies, and that will only aid in lower back pain. So really the way to combat that is to strengthen these upper back muscles now, as well as strengthening your glute muscles. And that's kind of a long connection in how our bodies work, but I promise it all matters. So we're gonna do what I call prego push-ups. Go ahead and get into your all fours. So my hands are directly under my shoulders, knees under my hips. And I'm just gonna widen my hands. They're gonna take a step up and out. And I'm just gonna slide my knees back behind me. Now, the farther that you slide your knees back, the more pressure is going to be exhibited on your abdominals. And so if it gets hard, just pull your knees in further. But I just don't want you sticking your bum up to the ceiling of your baby to the ground. Our abs are engaged the whole time. Again, if you're feeling strong, maybe you're earlier in your first trimester, girl, go for full push-ups. But that ain't gonna be me today. Ready? On the inhale, we're gonna go down. Exhale, up. Hold your baby towards yourself. I want you to pay attention to your belly. Is it coning at all? I want you to stop what you're doing if you're seeing any coning. Prevent that diastasis recti and pull your baby to yourself. You got it, girl. 4 more. Inhale. Inhale. 2 more. Last one. Move back into your all fours. Go into a few cat-cows. Moving with your breath at your own pace. We're not done. Let's go for 8 more, friends. We got this. Knees slide back behind me. My feet are flat on the ground. Arms wide. Take any sort of variation you need, friends. Bring your knees in closer if this is hard. Ready? So go for 8, 7, 6, Go at your own pace if this is too fast. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back up. Go into your all fours. Good job. Yes. We want to push just the right amount, not too much. Go ahead and open those knees. Going down into a child's dog pose. I want this to be an active pose, so we're not going to just flop our chest down to our knees. If you're in the home stretch, friends, you can stay with me. You got it. Open up that chest. Breathe deeply. Send some of that oxygen down to baby. Go ahead and move your hips side to side. Side to side, opening up that chest. If your bump is too big, just don't go down so far. Come up a little bit. It's starting to get uncomfortable for me to go into that position. Totally. Well done, friends. We're going to come up and just essentially flip over to our back side, not our back entirely. And we're going to give ourselves some tricep dips. Again, if you're quite strong, find yourself a chair to do these on the back of. If not, I want you really pushing through your heels and balancing with your toes. Essentially, the weight is in your heels. As we come up into our tabletop position, you might need to move your heels out a little bit. I don't want your bum sagging. I just want you to hold. Trying to make as flat of a table with your hips. Bump not included. And just hold. Open that chest up. Push through those shoulders, friends. Yes. Push up. Feel it in those glutes. If you're really pushing through your heels, you'll really feel it in those glutes because we've been working them. Check out that baby bump, friends. It's beautiful. Glorious. And slowly, on a 3 count, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, all the way down. 3, 2, 1, push up. 3, 2, 1, I'm all the way down. 3, 2, 1, I'm up. 3, 2, 1, use your breath. 3, 2, 1, last one. 3, 2, 1, and stay down. Push yourself up to seated. Well done, my friends. Well done working those arms out. Go ahead and give them a good shake. Grab yourself some water. The female body stores its estrogen right here. And so if you start to feel like, oh, my arms look flabby, girl, give it a rest. You can still be strong and have some bat wing happening there. I want you to go ahead and take your right arm, pull it across your body, and just give your arm a bit of stretch. Maintaining that beautiful breath. All we have left is some spine twists. It's going to really be great for opening up and keeping that spine supple, which will make sure that you don't have back pain, particularly lower back pain. Let's go ahead and open those arms and go the other way. And then I'm going to stretch out our bums, give you some reminders, and send you packing on your happy way. Open those arms up. Once you're reaching towards the ceiling, elongating that spine as much as possible. Again, if you need to be in a chair right now, if you're uncomfortable on the floor, totally fine. We're going to bring our arms out to a T, and on the exhale, you're spinning just from the waist. Notice my sits bones haven't moved. Inhale back to center, exhaling. Inhaling back to center. I'm controlling this all with my inner core muscles, my transversus abdominis. And I want a nice flow here. Really imagine you're wringing the water out of a washcloth. That's the position your spine is taking. But it's nice and safe because it's an open position. We're not actually wringing any of our muscles out. Now let's bend our arms in so my fingers are touching, and I'm gonna do the same spin, open, close to the center. Spin, open, close to the center, and I'm giving a little bit of work to my shoulders right now, just because we have been working them out. Potentially you feel that slight burn, just because our shoulders are activating right now. Make sure you use your breath. You're not sinking in. Your lower back is staying nice and tall. I thought so. Last one, or just make sure you're even on both sides from wherever you started. Again, reach up to the ceiling as tall as you can and float your arms down to the side. Let's go ahead and stretch out our bums. I always feel like I need to, basically every morning anyhow. So this is going to really depend on where your bump growth is and also just how open your hips are. I want to challenge you to go ahead and do a stretch for your bum, because it's also going to open your hips basically every day. It'll really help with some pelvic floor pain, or it could. You know, I can't speak ahead of time for your body, but go ahead and find yourself a comfortable position with your hands behind you. I want you really opening up your chest by pushing your shoulders up. But again, I'm not arching my back, okay? I'm still hugging baby towards me. I'm just opening my chest. This is important to get, my friends. Take that right heel and place it over my left knee. And I want to push my right knee down to the ground as much as I can. Now again, if your bump isn't too big, I can pull that left heel towards my bum, and I can actually push my left knee down. But I want to maintain square in my shoulders, and both of my sits bones are on the ground. I'm going to actually pull my leg towards my body to really engage that left glute, because I do this stretch every day. I've been able to maintain it. But again, I want to remind you, with all the hormones and relaxin that is flowing through your body, you could hurt yourself by overstretching, because you actually should feel a bit more limber. Go ahead and roll your ankles left and right. Give them a good roll. I don't want you sagging into your left or your right now. This is still an active stretch. And we'll come down. And of course, we'll just do the same thing on our left side, but be sure to start as far out on your left as you did on your right, so you can ease into it. Okay, we're not trying to be ballerinas today. I mean, when are we not trying to be ballerinas? But really, what's best for today? Bringing that knee as close to my bum, or I'm sorry, that heel as close to my bum as possible. I'm pushing that knee down to the mat. I'm sorry, that left knee, I want to try to square it out. I'm even pulling that right foot towards me to get that knee more square. I'm just really trying to get into that left glute. That's where I'm trying to really feel that pull. Holding it here. Maintaining my breath nicely. Let's go ahead and roll that ankle to the left. And to the right. And come down. And to finish it off, let's finish in the same way that we started. Again, sitting nice and safely on our bums. Not our bumps, but our bums. Find that sits bone space. Place your hands on your knees. Drawing your attention back to your breath, filling your lungs deeply to the point where it brings your ribs side to side, filled with air, 360 degrees, like a balloon is fully filling that space. And as you exhale, I want you to again engage your pelvic floor and pull those muscles up and hold just as long as the exhale lasts. Again, it's as if you're trying to hold in passing gas or hold your urine. And on your inhale, you let go. So let's do a few more of those. On your inhale, release, and on your exhale, pull up on your pelvic floor. I should be able to look at you and not tell that you're doing anything, so I don't want any hunching in your shoulders, no holding of your breath. We're just practicing holding these muscles only for the exhale. As you inhale, you're releasing that pelvic floor. Give me at least 2 more breaths of this. Again, you shouldn't be able to see anything happening. Make sure you're not holding tension in your jaw or in your chest as you're doing this. Maintain your nice open posture. And remind yourself, sisters, that you were created to do this. You are beautiful. You are co-creating with the Creator God Himself. So really, take time in this season for what your body needs, because it is serving your family. So if you need a rest, if you need more water, if you need more wee breaks, just know that you are so loved. And as I prayed for this time to ask God, what is your heart for these women that I get to share with today? I really sensed Him saying strongly, I want them to experience how much I love them in this season. How much He loves your body, how much He loves how He created you to actually bring life and co-create with Him. And not only has He breathed His Spirit, His Ruach within you, giving you life, but now there is double that Spirit within you because of your baby. And if you actually know the Creator Himself, then it's triple, because you have His Spirit living within you, comforting you and bringing you wisdom. I assure you, there's so much information out there on the right things to do as a pregnant mama, or as the wrong things to do. But I want to remind you that if you are truly connected to the Creator, you have the wisdom of ages, who created your body to do what it needs to do. And there's so many things that can't be proven with science and medical training. And I'm medically trained, so I'm not saying that's worth nothing. But let me remind you that true wisdom comes from above. So if you seek God and you seek His wisdom, then you will truly find Him. And He has far more to give you as far as a midwife than you could possibly imagine. And so I bless you today with peace and to go on your way. You're so valuable. Thanks for joining me. If you're interested in private classes or even just private group classes, I do these over Zoom where I can actually watch your body and I can correct you live, so we can do things that are a bit more specific to your needs. And I'm doing a special right now for prenatal Pilates. So get in touch if you're interested. I'd love to see you every week or on some normal basis, but reach out on Instagram if you'd like. It's at Life by Lucille, or send me an email, Lucille@gmail.com. Bless you guys, and hopefully see you soon.